can't jiggle pecs around women. Marc Lobliner, Tiger.
Just did.
I know. TigerFitness.com alongside
Kara Corey from Kara Corey Fit Life.
We've gotten that down.
We got it down now.
So we spent the weekend. We did a lot of videos with Dr. Stu. You're going to see here, and we've also had a lot of time to talk about certain topics that interest us. And Kara, being a registered dietitian, as explained by the Hodge twins, she's
that's a whole
dietitian.
That's a whole lot of books.
I love the twins.
I do too. They're awesome.
Yeah, I mean, but anyway, enough about my crush on Keith and Kevin. I still can't tell them apart. So, there's like the scar on the head, I think, is the key.
Oh, okay.
One's horizontal, one's vertical.
You can tell them apart. Yeah.
How do you do that?
I don't know. You just go with that. One looks angry.
You're right, but not in person. In person, they're both happy.
Yeah, that's true.
In person, you can't.
They always stand on the same side, right?
They do?
Like they have their side.
They do. It's kind of like the side of the bed. You all have the same side of the bed you sleep on.
Right.
But we don't. So so basically one issue that was brought to mind, being that she deals with a lot in what she does, and I deal a lot, believe it or not, in what I do is ED. No, not that ED. We're talking about eating disorders. And the one that is most prevalent that we're going to focus on in this video is binge eating disorder, because I have an Instagram feed. And every time a girl on Instagram has a contest and has this, suddenly she claims, and I've seen it from probably 20 in the past, because it's competing season, it's spring.
Right.
I've seen literally 20 different girls in the past 3 months, literally, I'm not joking, claim to have a binge eating disorder. And I'll go into my opinion on it, because I'm not as smart as Kara. She has like book smarts. I'm just like, I'm just the Polish guy who lifts heavy shit. But no, I mean, so eating disorder. Now, can you explain, like, with your, your advanced knowledge of it, what exactly is binge eating disorder?
So with binge eating disorder, there's an actual diagnostic criteria for it. There's a DSM, whatever that stands for.
DSM is by the way the book of psychological disorders, I would say.
That's how they
just to break it down. I learned about it when I was a freshman in college, which was 42 years ago.
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 74. It's GH. Old GH.
You look really good. I gotta get some of that.
It's a lot of GH. I have some upstairs. It's in the fridge. You got to keep it refrigerated.
All right, let's do some of that after.
GH party. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
All right, so with the DSM criteria, it's binge eating disorder is truly classified if you're having frequent occasions, usually at least 3 times a week.
Not just after a show, but 3 times a week.
Yeah, nothing about competition here. 3 times a week, privately consuming upwards of about 5,000 calories. It's typically done in privacy. You're not talking about it with other people. There's a lot of guilt associated with it. It's a very private thing. And doing it for at least 3 months. So typically 3 times a week for at least 3 months, you're having these occurrences, and you also feel out of control. And there actually is about 10 questions. You can probably find them online that you could go through and look and kind of answer for yourself. And if you answer a certain amount yes, then you can kind of classify you may have issues with binge eating disorder.
Yeah.
But this is very different than what I think is going on right now in Fitspo, if you will, on Instagram.
I didn't even know that word. You're younger than me.
Hashtag it. Hashtag it, bro. Fitspo.
I just started hashtagging dad bod.
So it's like Fitspiration on Instagram, and I think some girls are doing it, and I've done a video on this on my channel.
Are they shreds athletes? Probably.
Yeah. We won't name names here, but there's several girls out there that are claiming this binge eating disorder, and this is my transformation, and, I used to binge, and look at me now, and now I eat 4,000 calories, and I'm shredded, and I look and feel amazing. And I think they're just bullshitting.
Yeah.
They're bullshitting. There's the girls that bullshit just to get followers, that this is their transformation, that. And then there's the other girls that seriously have some fucking issues after competing.
Yes.
So you compete. You're on a restricted diet, right? Like, you can't really be super balanced. There's got to be some amount of restriction.
There's no balance in prep.
There's got to be some restrictions. So at the end of the day, most of us, after stepping on stage, want to go eat some Oreos or have cheesecake or whatever it is that you want to have, and you typically overconsume because you're fucking starving.
It's a human reaction. I mean, you're out in the jungle and you kill an elephant or whatever the fuck you ate. You know, you kill it and you're like, I'm going to eat as much of this meat as possible because I might not see meat for a long time.
That's what you do. If anyone's ever watched Naked and Afraid, yeah, I'm a little bit of a dork, but I like that show. That's what they do. They get food, they eat as much as they can. They're absolutely starved, and when they leave their little island, they go and eat as much as you can. It's a natural response in the body.
Yes.
It's natural, it's normal. And I think a lot of people can't adjust from that competition diet to normal everyday life diet where they don't have that structure of a meal plan or whatever they were doing. And now all of a sudden, because they eat 2 servings of oatmeal, or oh my god, they go to a restaurant and they have potato chips and a burger and then they have dessert, they binge. Oh my god.
That's not a binge.
That's not a binge.
No, that's called good eating.
That's having a good ass meal that your body probably needed.
I've
right?
binged before. I have. I mean, I've only told a few people of this, but one time, it was an emotional binge. I lost a show. I won the week before, and then I lost. I got 5th place, looking even better. Political bullshit.
Yeah,
North Carolina, good old country bullshit.
Mental fuck.
So I went to sushi. I ate so much, I literally had to purge it out because I couldn't walk. So I literally binged and purged once in my life.
Right. So you're bulimic now.
No, what I am is stupid. For letting emotions take the best of me, but I'm also human. We make mistakes, and we learn from them.
Right.
But by no means do I have a binge eating disorder. I just had a momentary lapse of judgment, and I ate too much.
Right.
And in order to be able to move, I puked it up. Yeah. I've never said that on camera. But yeah, that's the thing.
But I think that's pretty common, Mark. I've known a lot of people that have gotten themselves to that point where
it was so good though. The sushi was delicious. I was hungry. I was like, that was when I competed as a middleweight. So I was 172 pounds, and my caloric intake at 172 was like 1,700 a day. Now it's like 4,000.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's just something you need to do.
Right.
But you know,
I totally lost track of what I was gonna say.
What?
I had something really good to say and I lost it.
No, I mean, the bottom line is my opinion of what's going on is simple human reaction to being restricted from food.
Oh, I got it. I'm going to cut you off now while I've still got it. We were kind of talking about this the other day. The other thing, too, is, especially if you're going from that competition diet where you have no choices, you have no options, you can't eat your favorite foods, you can't go to social gatherings. Yeah. A lot of people are mistaking this binge eating disorder for people that just really like food.
Yes.
That's why I became a dietitian. I love food. I love all kinds of food. You know, I can out-eat a lot of people, and I'm a little person. I'm 5'2". I'm a little shrimp. But
not a midget little person, but just a small petite woman.
Yes, I'm close to midget status.
She's like a giant midget.
But I can eat a lot. I can eat a crazy amount. So some people just really like food and like a lot of food and like different foods, and that doesn't mean
food's social. We grow up with it. Like any culture, it's like I love it. Well, I'm Italian or I'm Polish or look, in every culture, like Mexican culture, black culture. Look, I grew up in an all black area, and I had a lot of Mexican friends. When you had family dinner on Sunday, when I went over to my man Leon's house every Saturday, his grandma would cook us the best chicken wings. Afterwards, you go to Roscoe's. That was our shit. All right. When I went to a Mexican friend's house, we'd have tortas, we'd have all that good shit, right? And just I don't even like that shit anymore. I would so eat that. It was so good. The family home cooking, my man Elias at Beto's house was fucking amazing. And I'm white. So I mean, but I'd go home, my mom, you know, we're more Polish Jewish descent. You know, we'd have latkes and pretzel, as she called it. It was a Polish dish, Hungarian dish. You know, we'd eat the shit out of that. You know, it's like it's cultural.
It's very,
And contest prep, I don't care if you're flexible dieting. I don't care if you're bro dieting. I don't care what you're doing. You're still limiting yourself from 4 cookies to 1 cookie. Who the fuck wants 1 cookie to fit their macros? I want fucking 12 cookies. I want a baker's dozen of them bitches. No, but it's not an eating disorder is what I'm getting at. You're human. So I implore you, if you're one of these girls saying you have an eating disorder or a binge eating disorder or this, unless you really had bulimia or anorexia, then
Right,
tip your
because
hat.
it's not
That's
to
a
take
real
away
disorder.
from those people. Then there are
It does
those
take
people.
away. That's the thing. It takes
Well,
away
it is
from
taking
real
away from
disorders when people who
Right.
are claiming to have had it don't. And I've had people who actually have binge eating disorders come up to me and say, "That bitch pissed me off."
Well, that's what I was going to say, and it makes the people that truly have these issues, sometimes it makes it worse. It's a trigger for them, seeing all this shit all over the place, and you can't get away from social media right now. You're going to see it, and
God.
it's going to impact you. And I just think people aren't thinking about this stuff.
Yeah, I think this is a very good video. I think it's one that needed to be addressed, and I haven't seen it addressed.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are looking like, maybe I have a disorder. No, you're probably human.
Right.
And I've had my issues where I've thrown up and binged. It was a long time ago. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
The most I'll do right now, because again, like with age comes, sometimes you learn from this. I tend to be one to learn. And I know after a show, I never have a free meal after a show. Because if you win, you're emotional. If you lose, you're emotional. For those of you competing, listen to me. Look me in the virtual eye. When you are post-show, whether you won or lost, you're going to be emotional. What I do is I save that free meal for breakfast. I go back to the hotel room. I'm usually stuffed with my carb up anyway. I have a sludge. I always crave sludge and coffee.
Right.
Sludge and coffee.
Yeah.
That's what I want. That's my shit. But I have a nice, sensible thing, or I go to Outback and get like a steak and a sweet potato, or go to IHOP, have a simple stack of pancakes, not a whole, and then the next morning I'll have the Cinnabon.
Right.
And I'll have some. By that time, your emotions have kind of calmed down.
Yeah.
And good luck trying to sleep after the show when you're in a fucking state of
You got that
you can't breathe.
belly. Yeah.
I've had that.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, is there
And you
any,
see it all the time. It's kind of trendy. I see all the bikini girls, not just bikini, but
They take-
posting an entire bed filled with like, they must spend like $150 on groceries for all these treats. And like, I get it, you're restricting yourself, but I just think those are maybe the people that shouldn't be competing if that's how you treat your body after competing.
when I owned Civation,
That's
I'll never
not
forget
treating your
this.
body good.
We have 3 girls on our team, our demo girls, competing at the Arnold. Our entire underside of our table is usually, you've done expos with us, the Arnold.
Yep.
There's usually, purses and gym bags,
Right.
whatever you carry your shit in, product and money, whatever you need for the booth or extra goods.
Yeah.
It was filled with Oreos, cupcakes,
Yep.
donuts from 3 girls, and they ate it all. And the next morning they were in a mess. They couldn't get out of bed, and they felt terrible and they were crying. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Just if you can't handle the deprivation of competing, don't compete.
Right. And it's not, by no means am I saying I'm perfect, because I've shared with you, I've had those episodes of feeling so restricted. I ate a whole package of cookies. You know what I mean? Like, it happens to all of us, and sometimes that's just what it is. It's overeating. I mean, most of America is obese. Overeating is common.
Everybody has a binge eating disorder.
We all do it. So just be careful how you broadcast it. And like Mark said, think about these things before you decide to compete. How you're treating your body, and are you going to be able to deal with the mental fuck that comes after the stage? Good or bad, it's a mental fuck. It's emotional. And we celebrate our emotions with food, whether it's happy emotions, sad emotions, angry emotions. It doesn't matter what it is. A lot of people deal with that with food.
And I'm going to finish this. We got to go to dinner.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
We got to binge. Just sorry, my humor's bad. It's probably bad timing. No, in the Jewish faith, like, you celebrate with food, right? You celebrate Hanukkah, Christmas, Easter, whatever it is with food.
Right.
Easter brunch, Thanksgiving, people gorge, right?
Oh, yeah.
Going the other way, in the Jewish faith, when someone passes away, the woman of the husband who passed away, the family, sits Shiva. Sitting Shiva is where you sit down, you don't leave the house, and you binge for a week straight. Food is a part of our culture.
Yep.
So when you're happy, you're sad, you compete, you restrict, you're bound to eat. That's not a disorder. That's just called, being human.
Right.
And, being a part of society.
Pretty much.
Appreciate that. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Kara's channel, Kara Corey Fit Life.
Thank you.
I'll link it down below. And again, just make sure your mind's in the game before you start thinking of competing. And that's not a game.